In a split second, these protesters just destroyed their achievements in one single night. One single night. Hi guys, and this is Jeff. Usually I would sound more energetic than this, but when I woke up this morning, I was really down, and I was pretty upset and disappointed with what has happened in Hong Kong overnight. As usual, Hong Kong was already in chaos, but it is getting even more chaotic with pretty much all of the train stations were destroyed overnight. Protesters were throwing bricks into like restaurants, cafes. They were even setting up fires everywhere. For you guys to know what was the extent of the destruction over one night, let's look at some of the local news reports. Even though it's in Canton, I'm sure the officials will actually tell a lot about the story.
Okay,
the people are coming out right now. So here, people are basically chanting, Hong Kong, rebellion! Hong Kong, rebellion! Rebellion of what? You guys fighting for freedom of like smashing things all over the city? I don't think this kind of freedom actually exists anywhere in the world, even in Australia. If I go out there, put on my mask, and try to smash windows of like shops and stuff, I would get caught. So what are they even thinking?
中國銀行分行外嘅櫃員機喺德記利士街外美心集團旗下一間餐廳都被打爆玻璃。夜晚7點，有黑衣人喺中華總商會門。
So basically, this is saying that they are destroying the ATMs of like a Chinese bank, and then they destroyed this restaurant because it was owned by a group that is called Maxims. The reason that they destroyed it is because that is all because of the daughter of the founder, Annie Wu. She was condemning the behaviour of protesters at the United Nations. And because the protesters did not like it, they pretty much were destroying the restaurants and cafes that was owned by this group all over Hong Kong. How is that any different from the Red Guards from the Cultural Revolution? It's the same thing. If they don't agree with you, they're just gonna use whatever ways to destroy you. It is the same thing.
燃燒雜物、燒垃圾桶，大批人徒步走向灣仔、銅鑼灣方向。
setting up fires as well. I guess at this point, I really wonder, how come there are so many people who have been brainwashed by the media and still think they are fighting for freedom? The thing that I find it really odd is that when these protesters are destroying the economy, the restaurants, the cafes, the public transit, they still think they are fighting for freedom. I guess when a lie has been told like 100 times, they eventually become true, and they still believe that they are fighting for democracy, even though they are being so undemocratic themselves, trying to suppress the people who don't agree with the protesters, and that is the consequences that these Chinese businesses have to bear. On some of them actually didn't even say about this protest, but still because they were owned by a Chinese business or a Chinese organization, they just went on and destroyed all these shops.
夜晚9點幾，有人喺灣仔北海中心破壞美心集團旗下一間星巴克分店。
Okay, Starbucks. Isn't Starbucks like an American company?
店裏邊有雜物燃燒。
Okay, they said that it was managed by Maxims organization.
地下有磚頭。
But didn't you guys ask for democracy from America? Like, didn't you want the Americans to help you out? Why would you go and destroy a shop that is owned by an American? What would they think when they saw this? They'd be like, why the hell would I need to help these Hong Kong people to fight for democracy? Which is a ridiculous request in the first place. Who do you think Hong Kong is? Like, Hong Kong is not really that important. Like, Hong Kong is being overtaken by Singapore anyway. So don't think yourself too important, Hong Kong people. You're just a dot in the world. Like, why would they have to care about you, especially when you are doing something that is damaging their business as well? Look,
有人體已經封上圍板嘅吉野家門口噴漆，
wow.
有鋪頭嘅鐵閘被撬起，九龍政府合署嘅名牌被拆。
Look at this, and even like the government buildings, these are all like destroyed. Hong Kong isn't the Hong Kong that I knew. It is turning more into like a Syria. And for you guys, when you keep saying Hong Kong is gonna die, Hong Kong is gonna get destroyed by the communists, before it got destroyed by the communists, the protesters have already destroyed Hong Kong themselves. So congratulations, you guys did a bloody amazing job in this. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. I just, at the moment, I lost all my words because I was just thinking about Hong Kong was a little fish village maybe back in like 100 or 150 years ago. And then with the efforts that our previous generations have built up to build this fishing village to one of the international financial hub, one of the international cities in Hong Kong. They worked their ass off, they sacrificed so much, and they even escaped from China to come to Hong Kong to build a better home for themselves. In a split second, these protesters just destroyed their achievements in one single night. One single night. In fact, Hong Kong was actually the third freest region in the world. So what kind of freedom are they fighting for? Are they fighting for the freedom to be able to like smash things around all over the city and not getting caught by police? I'm sorry, this kind of freedom doesn't exist anywhere in the world. Do you know how fortunate you are to be in Hong Kong? Hong Kong was like one of the cities that have the highest living standards. You have a roof. That is not something that you have to worry about. You are having high quality food every single day. You don't have to worry about where your food would be coming from. Do you know how many countries out there in the world, how many people out there are starving, how many people out there are sleeping in like very terrible conditions? They don't even have a roof, or they're sleeping under a tent. They couldn't even keep themselves warm. How fortunate you are to be in Hong Kong. And this spoiled brat just keeps complaining, oh, but the government is not doing this, but the government is not doing that. Okay, even though if the government is not doing this, doing that, what about you do something about it? You use this power rather than like destroying Hong Kong to contribute something positive to the society. For example, helping poor people or to help people around you. That would be more constructive than you smashing out the shops, smashing out restaurants, smashing out cafes everywhere. So, yeah. I don't know what else I can say, but I'm just really, really upset. And I thought this is gonna end, and I just don't see this ending. Hong Kong was an international city that everyone loved. Like even my friends was telling me that Hong Kong was an amazing place. The food is amazing. The people are kind of nice. But in general, Hong Kong was a great international city. I guess all I can say, congratulations. Hong Kong has finally up because of you guys. And I guess that is what you guys are looking for, right? Good work, protesters. Good bloody work. Again, it was a pretty deep topic, but I hope you guys get some insights on what a Hong Konger is actually thinking about this incident. I do not condone violence on any side, so please, please, please restrict yourself from doing silly things. Hong Kong couldn't be torn apart anymore. This is a time when we have to come together to build back our city, to make sure that 7 million people in Hong Kong could continue with their day-to-day life, and to make sure that they are not being impacted. At this point, if you are still supporting the protesters, I would ask you back, do you even have consciousness, or are you being brainwashed by the media to think that you're fighting for democracy when you guys are just a bunch of hooligans destroying the whole city? I'm sure some of you guys wouldn't agree with me, even though that is the truth that I've been telling. Leave a comment down below. I am willing to discuss with you guys if you don't agree with what I have been saying. Thank you guys. Do something that makes you happy, okay? As long as you're not harming anyone. Okay, see you guys. Bye.